Man, I've been wanting to have this conversation, but I felt so intimidated by him because the way you speak with no fear. You speak with, you have no apologies to make. And I want to start this conversation because I want to be in the reader's mind. When I started it, you decided to intentionally open it with your aha moment, right? Mm-hmm. The moments when you realized, oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? For you, what was that moment that made you say, come on guys, I've been living a lie all my life and it's time for me to start all over again?
Yes, for me, it was one of my previous jobs I held was the trust manager of Kenya Wildlife Trust, which is a conservation NGO working in Amboseli and other parts of southern Kenya. And one of the projects we were doing was a school in a place called Kitirwa. This is just south of Amboseli National Park. And I was managing the construction of the school water tanks and all that kind of thing. The position of the water tank, it was not an easy place to get to. That area, those who know Kitirwa, it has got a lot of volcanic rock and it's a very rough drive. And I couldn't help wondering, why have we brought this school water tank, this project, to this really inaccessible place? It's so hard for me to get to even by car. And then I was sitting at Toteles camp, those people know that camp, and looking in that direction and talking about it to one of the other conservation people around there. I asked them, I don't know why we are doing this thing back there. It's such a hard place to get to. And he told me, but we're placing it there so that the Maasai and the school and the villagers and the cattle can be behind Kitirwa Hill and not spoil the visitors' view of Mount Kilimanjaro. Those of you who've been to Toteles camp, you know it's a beautiful view of Kilimanjaro. And Kitirwa is the only hill there.
Yes.
So we placed them behind that to get them out of the view of the tourists. And at that moment, I knew I was in the wrong place. Not just, not physically, but professionally, psychologically, and morally in some way. And a lot of people sort of feel guilty that they don't realize these things, but this came to me very late in life. By that time, I had finished my PhD. I was working as a director of a conservation NGO pretty late in my career or in my life to discover that there's something wrong here. So tourism and conservation, the narratives around it are so well developed that no one should ever blame themselves for not seeing this thing earlier. This lie is well put together, well woven together. And even for a professional deep in the field like I was, I worked and did my bachelor's, master's, and PhD and finished all that before realizing that, hey, there's a problem here. So when that happened, then I sort of realized I need to change direction. And I instantly started looking in other directions, different places I wanted to work and things I wanted to do. And later on, this developed late. By then I hadn't met Mbaria. I met Mbaria in my next posting after, when I was in my next posting after that.